So you're thinking about moving to Joshua, Texas? Well, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 2 new home communities. And if you stick around to the very end, we will pick them apart, pros and cons and all that kind of stuff.
And if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know what's happening in the Texas real estate market, go ahead and hit that bell.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Tom Jung.
And I'm Jack Lisenby.
And we're local Dallas-Fort Worth real estate agents. If you are looking to buy or sell, our team gets phone calls every day from folks just like you, whether you're a few days or a few months out. So please don't hesitate to call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom call. You can do so from the link in the YouTube banner. So Joshua, Texas. This is a happening place.
It's growing quickly.
It is, yeah. So if this is your first video here on the channel, we put out videos of all the different locations. Or I guess our purpose is to help you guys find the right spot to land. Can't talk.
Yeah, Fort Worth is a big place, DFW even more so, and it's got tiny little pockets of neighborhoods and cities inside of it, and we're just trying to help everyone get a better idea of what's best for them.
Yeah, and so Joshua is on the south side of Fort Worth. It's a little bit more rural. Great spot, very friendly place to land. So anyways, we're gonna be taking a look at 2 different neighborhoods, 2 really different neighborhoods actually.
Yeah.
So I guess kick it off.
Okay, so we're going to start with the older of the 2 here, and it's called Joshua Meadows. It's right off the main road there. So for people who don't know, like Joshua, it's got one big main road that goes down through it, south from Fort Worth, and it has a little pocket of industry there in the town center around the high school, and it just kind of disperses and thins out into residence and rural land from that point. But right there, off of the main road, just south of like the high school area, is Joshua Meadows. It's this big community that was started. I wouldn't say big community. It was a decent sized community for Joshua that was started by Sandlin not too long ago. They started building a few years ago. It's 2023 as of recording this video, and they're getting down to their last few lots. That being said, as far as like where it's located relative to the important stuff, it's only about 5 minutes from groceries. So if you're okay with Brookshire's, it's right there on the road. If you want a little bit higher quality shopping, we got an H-E-B about 15 minutes away from Joshua. Downtown Fort Worth is only going to be about 35 minutes away. If you need a flight out from DFW, it's going to be about a 35-minute drive to get to the airport, or I'm sorry, about an hour drive to get to the airport from Joshua. And then Lake Benbrook and Granbury are both only about half an hour away. So if you need a little bit of water fun, those are the places to go. So like I said, Sandlin started this community not too long ago, right off of the main road there in Joshua, not too far from the high school there. I think the smallest lot size they have is 1/4 of an acre. They have a couple that go just over an acre, but you're going to be in about 3/4 of an acre to an acre. Did I say 1/4 acre?
You did, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
The smallest lot size you will find is 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah. And this is the big draw to the neighborhood.
Yeah,
right?
and this is the big draw because to get that much land that close to the city center is almost unheard of, even in Joshua. And like I said, some of them, they do have acre lots, and I think they've got a couple of specialty lots that are close to an acre and 1/4. But that's about where most of your lots are going to float. These houses are really nice, by the way. Sandlin is a great builder. They do a great product, good quality, and it is no different down here, even in Joshua. A little slower to sell just because of the area, but for some people, that's a plus. You've got an HOA fee of about $200 a year, which isn't anything crazy. Again, it mostly just covers your maintenance fees and your management fees for the HOA itself. You're on city sewer and water, which is great because I know a lot of people, especially if you're moving here from like a city center or out of state and you've never dealt with well and septic, that can be overwhelming for some people. And the tax rate over there is 2.5, which is, I think, Fort Worth is 2.6?
2.68, yeah.
Yeah, so slightly less than Fort Worth, but comparable and not unheard of for the city. Since you are inside city limits, you will be dealing with city taxes. But the houses themselves in this community, they're going to be in the 500,000s. They have a couple that are like in the 6s and maybe 1 or 2 that are in the 7s. But the vast majority of them are going to be around that $500,000 mark. They're larger houses. Like I said, you get I think the smallest square footage they have is 2,500, and it goes all the way up to like over 3,500 square feet. They've got 1-story and 2-story options, but they're all going to be like your modern farmhouse style, where it's big open floor plans. You've got a lot of squared corners and wood accents, and they're brick. There's a couple of them with like wood siding accents and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's all brick or natural stone facades.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of upgrades in these houses that you know you're not gonna get with like a normal cookie cutter build, right?
With these price points in a place like Joshua, you're looking at like taller baseboards. You get nice granite countertops. They're going to be like your upper cabinets are going to be the 42 instead of the 36-inch, so you get like a nice overhead, like it almost a sense of grandness added to it. Your doors are going to be the 8-foot doors, so you get a lot of headspace there. You get covered back patios with a lot of these. I've seen a couple of them that even have like the built-in fireplaces and stuff like that. Really large windows lets in tons of light. These are honestly really nice houses. And considering the fact that like these floor plans in other areas are going for like $800,000 in some cases. Yeah. Like these are a steal for what they are.
Yeah. Did you mention the home prices?
Did I mention? Oh no, I mentioned it at the beginning. Yeah, so they're going to be around like the $500,000 range, like between 5 and 6 is what most of these are going to end up being. I think I might have mentioned that.
Okay,
but yeah, I just know that like I've seen these floor plans in other areas that are closer to like Fort Worth, and the price is no joke.
It's I feel like it's a great deal.
Yeah, it really is. And so like I said, you're right next to the high school there, and that high school is actually part of Joshua ISD. And so the schools that you're going to end up being your schools are going to be Plum Creek Elementary, which, by the way, we use niche.com for our school ratings, and niche.com rates Plum Creek Elementary at a B+, which is decent. You've got Nichols Middle School, which is A- rated, and then you've got Joshua High School, which is B rated. And I hear actually pretty good things about Joshua ISD.
Sweet.
So yeah.
Yeah, great community. I mean, to find that much land on city, sewer, and water, it's hard to do.
That's very difficult.
Yeah, and especially at that price point, which is one of the reasons people choose Joshua. It's just you get a little bit more bang for the buck. So our next community is Silo Mills. This is a brand new community. They opened, I believe, this year. If not the tail end of last year, but basically it is a master plan community, and this is a little bit further south, so you're going to be a little bit further removed. There is a Chisholm Trail Parkway toll road, that's what the words I was looking for, basically that they put in from Fort Worth to Cleburne and made Godley very accessible. So this is right on your way to Godley, and so it is going to be in the Godley ISD, so it's going to be a little bit different. But before we go through all that, let's just talk a little bit about how far you got to drive to get to stuff. So if you are looking for a grocery store, the closest one is still going to be the one in Joshua. The Brookshires is about 12 minutes away. You are about 10 minutes to downtown Godley, and the high school is just a few minutes past that, so not too bad at all. And then if you want to get to the HEB in Burleson and all the shopping that's around there, that's going to be about an 18-minute drive. And then downtown to Fort Worth is about 30 minutes. The airport's about an hour. And if you want to go fishing or have some fun at the lake, Benbrook and Granbury are, again, about 30 minutes away. Seems to be the story for Joshua. So yeah, this is a master plan community. It's going to be out there a bit. It's 840 acres that they're developing. So this is, I guess, one of the pluses is, to buy in the first phase. Typically the builders increase prices as they go, so you're going to get the best deal if you jump in now. And it has amenities. So most of the new communities that we've talked about in Joshua don't have really any amenities, and this one is going to have some. So there's a big plus right there. It's going to have a resort style swimming pool, entertainment complex, parks, playgrounds, trails, water features, all that kind of stuff that I guess you would expect nowadays.
That's a lot more than most.
Yeah. So the other thing that's kind of neat about this neighborhood is they have a lot of options as far as lot sizes go. So, in your typical, what I would call a typical cookie cutter community, they're going to have 50-foot wide lots. They have those here. They also have 60 and 70-foot lots. So they have, for that reason, they're going to have a variety of more, products, more products, floor plans, all that kind of stuff to choose from. So as far as the builders go, there are 3 main builders in here. You've got Antari Homes, Bloomfield Homes, and then Chesmar Homes. And from what I've seen, the prices on these houses are going to be from around $350,000 to $550,000, depending on how big you go and how much you want to ball out with your options. So, and that's going to get you about 1,800 square feet to 3,500 square feet. So, honestly, again, pretty decent value for the size of the house you're getting for a new home. As far as, I know in a lot of these videos we talk about like the different finish outs these builders have. Because of the different lot sizes, a lot of them have multiple products. So we're not going to really run through that, but what I will say is just looking through the different product lines, they're going to be fairly similar in price. So as far as like, whatever size of home that you're going to build. So I think, for the most part, for most people, it's going to come down to, the floor plan that they like, maybe some of those little finish out things that, it's like, I like that just a little bit better. So if you are interested, you're probably going to end up visiting all of these builders at some point or another,
right?
Just to see which one you like the most. But as I mentioned at the beginning, this is in the Godly ISD. So if you do wind up moving to this neighborhood, your elementary school is Pleasant View Elementary, and this is a brand new school. It's actually right there next to the community. So that is, I guess, a huge plus if you're going to have some elementary age students, children, whatever, however you want to call it. Godly Middle School is rated a B-, and then Godly High School is rated B. The other thing that I guess I will note, just since it is the Godly ISD, we have talked about this on our podcast a little bit. Godly is such a fast-growing city.
It's insane, like, honestly, because before you can literally blink and miss Godly proper, but there's so many houses going up there, so many people moving there.
There's I think last I counted there were 12 new home communities.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, like the government, really I guess the government, probably schools, they're having a hard time keeping up, and there's a lot of changes. And so anyways, they've made the news a few times for
there was a bunch
reasons,
of drama.
But anyways, that's something that you may want to look a little bit further into if that's a concern for you as far as the schools go. But those are the two unique neighborhoods that we picked out for today.
Yeah. I will say, just because of the lot size difference between these two, they ended up being about the same square footage, or at least for phase 1 of Silo Mills. But there are so many fewer houses in Joshua Meadows, and I think that's actually probably a pretty good starter for our compare and contrast section. Actually, is if you're looking for something that you can move into quickly, while Joshua Meadows has some available at the moment, they're about to run out really quick.
Yeah, they're about to be pre-existing homes that you can choose from.
They're down to like the last 5 or 6 lots.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Obviously, HOA dues are going to be a little bit higher, and they're going to be $240 quarterly for Silo Mills, just because they're going to have all the amenities.
Oh, yours is quarterly?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So you're.
There's a lot more. They offer a lot more.
Yeah, Joshua Mills was what, $240 a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 times as much, and they don't have the pools or the amenity center built yet. It's it's a work in progress. So, like I mentioned, it's a new thing. So you may have, I don't know, by the time the house gets, if you're building a new house, by the time it gets done, you may have an amenity center.
Right.
But the other thing I didn't mention, so the property taxes in Silo Mills are lower, so it's just under 2%.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that's a huge savings right there. And what else? I mean, lot sizes. Yeah, I mean, school districts are another thing. Those are 2 things to compare, but really it comes down to what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Do you want to have those amenities? Are you cool with being closer to your neighbor? Are you okay with being a little bit further out? So,
yeah. I was gonna say, because you're right up on the Joshua proper with this neighborhood. Like, there's a bit of a main stretch there to get to this neighborhood, but it's within a couple minutes of the main road there.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be smelling McDonald's from the city center, maybe that one's the way to go.
Yeah, and if you watch the whole video, and we'd love to know which community you like best and why, or if none of these fit the bill, why? Yeah, love a interactive audience. So
I was gonna say, yeah, our Joshua videos are doing surprisingly well. So we would love to know what it is that's drawing you guys to these videos.
we don't get it. Why are you guys moving here?
No offense to Joshua, it's great, but it's just surprising.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all we got for this video. Thanks for tuning in. As always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm, call Tom.